The biblical narratives surrounding Enoch and Elijah have long intrigued theologians, scholars, and believers alike. These two enigmatic figures, known for their extraordinary departures from the earthly realm, have sparked debates and discussions on whether they currently reside in heaven. In this comprehensive exploration, we will delve into the biblical accounts, considering the facts presented in the scriptures and the insights provided by renowned Bible scholars. The aim is to offer a nuanced examination of the arguments supporting and challenging the notion that Enoch and Elijah are in heaven. Enigmatic departures, a biblical overview. Enoch, a figure mentioned in the book of Genesis, stands out for his mysterious departure. Genesis 5 verse 24 succinctly states, "Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him." This brief account has left interpreters grappling with questions regarding the nature of Enoch's fate. Elijah, a prominent prophet in the Old Testament, experienced a departure equally shrouded in mystery. The second book of Kings recounts how Elijah was taken up to heaven in a whirlwind, accompanied by a chariot of fire. 2 Kings 2 verse 11. Arguments for Enoch and Elijah in heaven. Proponents of the belief that Enoch and Elijah are currently in heaven often emphasize the direct language used in the biblical texts. The phrase, "God took him," regarding Enoch and the description of Elijah's ascent in a whirlwind and chariot of fire are seen as explicit indications of divine intervention. This direct language suggests a departure from the ordinary human fate, supporting the notion of their heavenly dwelling. The prophetic significance of Enoch and Elijah is a key argument supporting their heavenly destiny. Some interpretations propose that their unique departures symbolize the future resurrection and transformation of believers. The idea is that if these two figures were taken to heaven, it establishes a precedent for the hope of believers to experience a similar destiny in the eschatological future. Advocates for the belief in Enoch and Elijah's heavenly dwelling often highlight their potential roles as heavenly witnesses. If currently in heaven, these figures could serve as witnesses to the divine, communicating with God on a level beyond human understanding. This concept aligns with the traditional belief in their ongoing presence in the heavenly realm. Arguments against Enoch and Elijah in heaven. Skeptics argue that the phrases used in the biblical texts do not necessarily mandate a literal translation to heaven. Alternative interpretations suggest that Enoch and Elijah may have experienced a different form of divine intervention, such as a spiritual transformation or a unique resting place appointed by God, without necessarily being physically transported to heaven. Some theological perspectives view the narratives of Enoch and Elijah as metaphorical representations of spiritual truths rather than literal events. In this view, the language used in describing Enoch's walk with God or Elijah's ascent may be symbolic, emphasizing the righteous walk with God or the prophetic calling, rather than a concrete, physical relocation to heaven. Critics of the belief in Enoch and Elijah's current residence in heaven often point out the absence of explicit confirmation in the Bible. Unlike other biblical figures, such as Jesus or the Apostle Paul, whose ascensions to heaven are explicitly stated, the fate of Enoch and Elijah is left somewhat ambiguous. The lack of direct confirmation raises questions about the certainty of their heavenly dwelling. Scholarly perspectives. To gain a deeper understanding of the debate surrounding Enoch and Elijah's heavenly destiny, it is crucial to explore insights from Bible scholars who have dedicated their lives to studying these scriptures. Scholars such as Dr. Michael S. Heiser and Dr. John H. Walton have explored the book of Genesis and the narrative of Enoch. Heiser, in his book The Unseen Realm, delves into the supernatural worldview of the biblical writers, shedding light on the divine counsel and the idea that Enoch's departure may involve a celestial journey. Walton, known for his work on the ancient Near Eastern context of the Old Testament, emphasizes the need to interpret Genesis in light of its cultural and literary background. Acknowledging the possibility of a non-literal understanding of Enoch's fate, Dr. Walter Brueggemann, a renowned Old Testament scholar, has contributed significantly to the understanding of Elijah's narrative. In his writings, Brueggemann explores the socio-political context of Elijah's time and highlights the symbolic nature of the prophet's departure. Brueggemann encourages readers to consider the theological significance of Elijah's story beyond its literal interpretation, suggesting that the chariot of fire and whirlwind may represent God's dramatic intervention in human affairs. Comparative analysis. Scholars like Dr. Craig A. Evans and Dr. Ben Witherington III have engaged in comparative analyses of biblical texts and ancient Jewish literature to better understand the narratives of Enoch and Elijah. Evans, in his exploration of Second Temple Jewish literature, provides insights into the varying perspectives on the fate of Enoch, acknowledging the diverse traditions that have shaped interpretations over time. Witherington, in his work on New Testament studies, underscores the importance of understanding the cultural and historical contexts in which these narratives were written. In conclusion, the question of whether Enoch and Elijah currently reside in heaven is a complex and multifaceted topic that requires careful consideration of biblical texts and scholarly insights. While the direct language in the biblical accounts suggests a heavenly destiny for these figures, alternative interpretations in the absence of explicit confirmation invite us to approach the topic with humility and an openness to diverse perspectives. The insights provided by Bible scholars enrich our understanding of the cultural, literary, and theological context surrounding the narratives of Enoch and Elijah. Driven by a commitment to unravel the mysteries embedded in these ancient texts, scholars encourage us to engage in thoughtful dialogue that goes beyond literalism. Recognizing the symbolic and metaphorical dimensions inherent in biblical narratives. As believers continue to explore the heavenly fate of Enoch and Elijah, it is essential to navigate this contemplative journey with a spirit of curiosity, reverence for the sacred scriptures, and an appreciation for the rich tapestry of interpretations woven by both biblical writers and modern scholars. Ultimately, the enigmatic departures of Enoch and Elijah invite us to delve deeper into the profound mysteries of faith, trusting that the pursuit of understanding brings us closer to the heart of divine revelation.